All right. Welcome everybody out there to Amateur Radio Roundtable. We are so glad to have you with us tonight. And as we always say, everybody's welcome. The show is about ham radio, shortwave, electronics, maybe a few other things in between. We have some fun sometimes. So would really like to welcome you tonight, and especially if you're out there listening on international shortwave station, world famous WBCQ on 7490. We would like to invite you just to join us on Tuesday nights to watch the live video show. It's a lot of fun. We have a chat room where you can join us in the chat room. So we're on WBCQ out there. There's a shot of WBCQ's big antenna. I think that's the largest shortwave antenna in North America. They've had it just in now for a little over a year or so. Hey, we're on every podcast carrier out there. Every day I hear more and more podcast carriers are carrying us, anywhere from iNet Radio, Google Play, iTunes. We're out there everywhere. So you can pick up our show and listen to it anytime on the net. Actually, I think I'm going to be able to post an internet link to the shortwave show, where when we're live, you'll be able to go and listen to the shortwave show live through the internet. I'm checking into that right now. Let's see. Hey, join our Facebook group. Our Facebook group has about 14,000 people in it. It's a great group, a lot of experience. We got new people, we got old people. We got all kinds of people in here, and it's a good group. We don't have any problems going on in here, so we'll be glad to have you join our Facebook group. Just type in W5KUB in the search bar in Facebook, and you will find us, and we'll approve you to join this almost immediately. And if you will, let's see, if you will, hit that subscribe button down there. I'm going to give you a little help here. That subscribe button should be right down here somewhere. I want you to hit that subscribe button. And hit the like button, hit the notify button, if you will, and leave a comment. All that helps us out a whole lot. Helps us to have YouTube advertise our show, and as people are looking for similar videos material, it will give them a link to our show. All right, so hey, tonight I want to implement something new tonight. It's going to be a very small part of the show, and we may not have it every week. But I want to implement something tonight, and we're going to call it, right now, we're going to call it Roundtable Hamfest. And, maybe take 5 minutes of the show toward the end of the show each week, and if you guys have something you want to trade, swap, sell, give away, if you'll just shoot us a picture and a little description, we'll put it on the show tonight. And guess what? It's also recorded on our YouTube channel, and a lot of people will see it. So we're not going to make a big deal out of it if we don't have anything. We just won't have Roundtable Hamfest that night. But we'll make it short. Probably won't have but one or two items every now and then. But it's going to be something different. And I'm always looking for something out there. All right, let's see. So let me get back off of that. We got some hamfests coming up. We'll talk about those later. We haven't opened the phone lines in a long time. Maybe I should open the phone lines tonight, see if we can get some precipitation from our viewers out there. I haven't heard from Jim. Jim, I think last week, Jim was rushed to the hospital by ambulance. As you guys know, Jim has been very sick with leukemia. His blood counts have been so bad the past month, he has not even been able to do chemo. So I think they took him I think they probably took him to the hospital. He sent me a note and said that it's so bad he's going to have to resign. I have not heard from him this week. So we're hoping Jim is hanging in here and doing okay. As we get information, we'll let you know what the status is with Jim there. All right. I want to talk a little later. Mark Pupo. Hey, Mark, I need to know more about Hamvention volunteers. Have you got anybody there? I think I've rounded up maybe three volunteers or something to help us with Hamfest. We'll describe that in detail a little later, see if anybody else wants to help there. All right. Well, let's see who's out there right now. I see Glenn is standing by there. How you doing, Glenn?
Actually, I'm just sitting by, but yeah.
Yeah, sitting
Um,
by, taking it easy
as
there.
yeah, as you can see, I made it through the storms this morning. We had them pretty rough, and
Yeah, we had a good line come through, man. A good
yeah,
squall line come through here. But you know
did you get to
what?
play with your generator?
No, actually, it came through about probably between 7 and 8 o'clock this morning. I just
Yeah.
got back in bed, man. I just pulled the cover over my head and took it easy, man. I did come in here and unhook the antennas from the satellite, the 9700 here in case we get a close strike out there. Uh, but yeah, I think people further northeast of us got probably a lot more severe weather than we did. I've been watching a lot of the meteorologists on YouTube, and there's been a lot of tornadoes between here and up toward, I guess, Kentucky and Oklahoma there.
Yeah, after they passed here, probably about 50 to 100 miles east was when they started spawning the tornadoes.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was just windy and heavy rain here this morning, nice and dark. So, like you, I just kind of grabbed the covers, rolled over, and said, I'll see you in a little bit.
Yeah, and you didn't even have to get up and go to work this morning.
Didn't even have to get up and go to work. Nope, I would have been
Yeah,
driving in that mess
yeah,
normally.
yeah, yeah. Oh man.
But nope, nope. It's nice not having to get up and go to work.
Yeah, yeah. Well, hey,
It's taking.
let's talk about some of the local Hamfest here in a few minutes. First, let's pull Brett in here and see if Brett is here. Brett, are you here? Come on in here,
I,
Brett.
I am here. Good
There
evening.
he is. There he is, right there, man.
And we're lucky where I am. I'm in southeastern Wyoming, and most of those storms that you're getting there went around to the south and bypassed us for the most part. We got a little bit of snow, and today was a gorgeous day, but we're not singing our laurels. So by the end of the week, it's supposed to snow one more time or two more times before we really get spring.
All right. Well, man, you guys get snow kind of late out there, man. It's starting to be summertime here.
There is no month of the year when it has not snowed in
Is
Wyoming.
that right? Oh, man. You mean July and August, you might get snow?
Yep, it happens, and
Oh, wow.
we get big hailstorms too. You know, it
Yeah.
piles up, yeah, half foot deep sometimes.
Oh, wow, man. Well, I guess I'm
But
glad I'm.
otherwise, things have been good. In terms of a ham radio, I've been helping. I've been helping some hams who are newly upgraded pick out vanity call signs and getting ready for a ham fest in the area this weekend, and
All
and
right.
doing taxes.
All right. Well, that's good. I'm trying to get more involved in these little ham fests around here. So we got one this weekend going to, and at the end of the month, got another one that Glenn and I are going to. So I'm starting to enjoy getting back into ham fest mode here.
Mhm.
All right. Well, okay. Well, let's just do this real quick. I've got a few things listed here. Hey, let's talk to hey Glenn and well, let's see, Brett. You probably don't know much about this, but well, first of all, Brett, you got a ham fest coming up. You want to stick it up on the screen and let people see it? There you go.
Sure. This is
Lark
the
Fest.
Fest that I'm going to this weekend in Colorado, and it's called Lark Fest. I actually got a license upgrade there several years ago. That's
Cool.
where that's where I upgraded to extra, and it's on Saturday morning in the Boulder Fairgrounds, which the Boulder County Fairgrounds, which oddly are not in Boulder, Colorado. They're in Longmont, Colorado, on the way to Boulder if you're coming if you're coming from Denver. And it's a great ham fest. It's they usually have a really good swap and a couple of good talks. And well, as you can see from the flyer, they'll start at 9 in the morning, and I'll probably have a table there. I'll probably go and sell some things.
Okay. Oh, very good. Um, well, I'd come out there on the 6th, but hey, ours is same time, so I guess I'll just stay here, man.
You know.
Yeah, I'll just
And
stay here.
I may be able to pick up some gear to watch the eclipse. I'm not, as we mentioned last week, I'm not going to get a total one, so it's especially important if we look up, if we do look up at the sky, to have good glasses. And going to be looking for things like welder's goggles and other things that make it safe to look up at the sun.
Yeah, speaking of that, let's see, speaking of that, April 8th, we're talking about the solar eclipse, and it's going to go right near here, right through my home state of Arkansas there. In fact, the totality is only about an hour drive from me, but we're not going to go over there based on all the things that Brett has told us and all the other reports that we're getting. Now, we're going to get, I think, and there's a website that you can put your location in, and it will simulate the what you're going to see. It'll show you how dark it's going to get, and it'll show you how much the sun is covered. And we're going to get somewhere around 97 to 98%. So we're just going to have a little edge showing on the sun, but it's going to get darker. But it's amazing, even with that just that little 3% edge, it's still fairly light here, So, but anyway, I've got some glasses. We ordered some of the glasses off of Amazon, and I've got some welding helmets and stuff. I think welding helmets might work okay, especially if you're looking at it during, near totality, or maybe not when it's just full sun. I'm not sure how well the welding glasses work for like ultraviolet and different things like that. So I don't know. I'm gonna stick with the little cardboard glasses, and man, they are so black. I mean, I can take them in the kitchen. I've got a light that hangs. I can put those glasses on. I cannot even see a speck of light, man. I mean, that's how much they blank out.
Yeah, the doubles, if you do use welder's goggles or a welder's helmet lens, use the 00, which is the darkest. If you hold that up to the sun, it even looks dim through it. So it's really getting most of the UV. But for heaven's sake, don't use anything weaker.
Yeah. Well, there are probably a lot of people that have eye problems after this for sure. Mm-hmm. So anyway, hey, yeah, man, it's coming up, and it's going to be interesting. I really wish I went over to totality, but it just, man, all the hotels over there have gone up to $800 a night, all through Arkansas. The traffic jam is going to be terrible. And as I understand, all the food places run out of food, gas stations run out of gas, and you just don't move down the interstate. So, boy, I don't know. We're going to see, I'm going to see it at 98%, so I'm okay with that right now, 98%. All right. So let's see. Hey, we were talking about, okay, you got that Hamfest coming up. Glenn, we've got Free Fest. I don't have really a good website for Free Fest, but Glenn, you're gonna be there, right? I'm gonna share your table, man.
Yeah, I'm going to be there. I've got a table. Mainly I get the table so I have a nice place to sit.
Yeah.
And just relax. Entry's free.
Tables are free.
Entries
are free, and they give you a free ticket.
They give you one free ticket to the raffle, but Tom, that's never enough for you and me.
That's all it takes. That's all it takes to win. Man.
Yeah, but you and I are going to personally fund Le Bonheur this year.
That's all it takes to win. So I'm counting on my one free ticket. Now, guys, this is inside. It's pretty nice. There's a good number of tables in there, and there's even tailgating outside. And actually, there's some pretty good tailgating going on outside. Quite a number of
very good tailgating.
Cars and pickups and trailers that are outside. So
weather's supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah. It'll be a pretty good Hamfest there.
And they have indoor concessions and stuff too. So.
Oh yeah. What makes the cheapest hot dog you can get taste so good at places like that?
No idea. Maybe because you're just absolutely starving and cardboard.
It may be. I just wonder if they sprinkle something on it. If they do, I'd like to find out what that is, man. Oh, wow.
But yeah, Free Fest is one of my favorites, of the year. It's cool that we're coming around into what I call Hamfest season for me.
Yeah,
We've got this one. Dayton is only like 6 weeks away. A
yeah.
couple others, which we'll talk about here, I'm sure. But it's this is one of my favorites simply because it's a half day just across town.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I wish they'd do it twice a year.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be nice.
and all the proceeds benefit from the raffle benefit Le Bonheur Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
So can't ask for a better charity to support while you're having fun at a Hamfest. So how much better can it
So
get?
I'm going to bring a few things down, put them on the table there. I've got 3 brand new GMRS radios. Now, a lot of hams are getting in. A lot of hams actually are into GMRS. I found out, and Glenn, you've also shared that with me. I tried to put a GMRS repeater on here, but I just don't have the height here that I can get here at the house to really be very effective. Also, I was putting this on just for 1 or 2 people, and I'm thinking, okay, 1 or 2 people, if they use it for 3 minutes a day, every other day, I really don't have room back here in the shack to put a repeater, in here. So
Exactly.
I decided just to junk the project. I've got a Motorola duplexer, a UHF duplexer I'm going to sell, and I've got the 2 Retrievus RA87 40-watt mobile radios that I had configured as a repeater. I'm going to sell those, and I have a Radio Oddity DB25G. I think it's a 25 watt GMRS radio, and I'm gonna see if I can sell that too. And the repeater and the base antenna, I'll probably sell that. So, hey, tonight toward the end of the show when we do the Hamfest, the Roundtable Hamfest, I'll throw some pictures in there and we'll talk about it. If anybody's interested, great. If not, it's okay. I'll probably move them maybe at the Memphis Hamfest or at the next Hamfest, which is down in Mississippi. So Free Fest is coming up this weekend. I'm not going to stream it. We will get some video, and we will show it Tuesday night. And Glenn, we got another Hamfest coming up too, just soon after that, and that is let me see if I can find it here. It's called Hamfest 24. This is down at Corinth, Mississippi. That's probably a little over an hour drive from me down in Mississippi.
Yeah, it's about an hour and a half drive.
Yeah. It's at the Crossroads Arena. I think they've got a pretty good facility there.
It's a very nice place.
And
yeah.
Glenn and I are both going down, and they've given us a couple of tables down there. And again, we're not going to webcast it live, but I will get some video and we'll talk about it the Tuesday afterwards. But that's going to be down in Corinth, Mississippi. That's over in northeast Mississippi. And if you're in any general area there, you ought to come down to it on the 27th.
Now, are you going to be doing your balloon forum there as well?
I will. Glenn and I are both going to do a forum. Glenn is going to do his on Arduino Next Generation.
It's going to be Arduino, the next generation. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll do the one on the Pico balloons again. In fact, I think we're the only 2.
Very nice.
We're the only 2 forums that they're going to have there this year. All right. Nice. So let me go back to camera shot here. All right. So we got these Hamfests coming up. That's exciting, man. That's exciting here. Hey, we'll try to open the phones up tonight a little bit later there. Let me mention we're going to try to webcast all day Saturday of the Dayton Hamvention. Now, this is going to be a touch and go thing. I'm going to be here in the studio. I'm not going. After 40 years of going, I've seen everything, so I'm not going to go. But I can easily, from the studio, bring up a Hamvention show there. And we're going to have roving reporters. Anybody with a smartphone can actually link into and will be on our show as a roving video reporter. And we're looking for people that'll, donate 15 minutes, maybe Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon, or both, or more. And just walk around out in the flea market with your phone and show us what you're looking at. And that will be on the show. And, we'll be able to talk to you directly while you're walking around. And we may say, we'll be able to say, hey, stop, back up, show me that helicopter receiver again. And can you zoom in on the dial? I mean, we can actually talk to you and hear you as you're walking around showing that. So we need help. We need helpers. I haven't talked to Mark P on here yet lately. Mark P is trying to see if anybody from the high school in their TV classes would like to help. I think we've got 3 or 4 people. We've got 3 or 4 people. I've got 3 or 4 people. Mark says he should have 3 to 4 volunteers. So if Mark has 3 or 4 and I've got maybe 3, we've got 7. I feel like we need probably 10 people at least, because what happened last year when we did it, none of our volunteers showed up for an hour or 2, and basically we had nothing to show. Now, we will have a Skycam up there. I think Mark will be putting a Skycam up that can rotate, and you can see the major flea market outside. And Mark will have power and everything, and if you need to charge your phone up or anything like that, you can get a charge there at Mark's booth. We'll show you where that is. Also, for all of our volunteers, I'd like to get a Zoom meeting together, maybe a week or 2 before Hamvention, and just show you how this stuff works, how the streams from your smartphone is going to work, and how we're going to control things, and kind of instruct you kind of to walk a little slow. Don't, in the early days of the helmet cam, we'd turn our head too much, too fast, and everything was blurry. So, from video, you've got to kind of move the camera slowly. You can't just, do this. It'll be a mess. So I'll be talking to Mark, and we will find out. We'll find out what he's got going there. All right. So, okay.
Yeah, I've got my light tripod and handheld arrangement all set up. It's ready to get packed. I'm hoping to stream from my forum the entire time, so you can cut in and out as you want to.
Well, if you can get a signal in there, and
we'll know that pretty quick.
Yeah, and get a signal in there, and if you can get the like a tripod, and we'll try it, man. That'd be a great stream if we can get it going here, And of course, the Hamvention, of course, like all our videos, it will be recorded and it will be on YouTube to watch at any time. You don't have to watch it live. And we will be giving out some prizes. We will give away Hambot. Hambot will be with us. Hambot will be with us. Hello, Hambot. So Hambot's going to be with us, and he's going to give out some prizes all day on Saturday. So between the prizes and the various video reporters we've got, I think we can make it work. I think it might be good.
Could be fun.
All right. Hey, Glenn, you said you had a little audio gizmo thing you've been playing with there. What do you got, man?
Well, you've been talking about this previously, using this little ISD 1820 audio module. And I found one that actually has a little 3 to 5 watt audio amplifier on it. And I have basically turned it into a contest memory keyer.
Cool.
It's got a microphone on the board, so you can actually record a message. And then I've got it pre-recorded. Do it this way so you can hear it. So now you've got a little voice memory keyer.
Hit the play again. Hold it up there next to your mic.
CQs.
It's too loud here. Do clip it or something.
Probably just my mic.
It needs to be in front of the mic a little more.
Yeah, boy, it just absolutely.
It's probably driving my mic just absolutely perfectly.
It may be hold it out about a foot in front of your face and press the button. Uh-oh. I don't hear anything. Don't hear it.
Huh.
You must have your CQ audio filter turned on.
Probably. And you should hear that.
No?
Yeah, there.
Well,
Zoom will think it's background noise unless it's right.
Probably.
Like,
yeah.
But
Well, that's,
be that as it
I
may-
heard a CQ once, you know.
Yeah.
I heard a
Be that as
CQ
it may,
once.
runs off a little 3.7 volt lithium battery.
Yeah.
As you can tell, it also functions as a cat attractor.
Oh yeah, yeah. Now is that the same board as this one right here, Glenn? Is that the little?
It's the same module, but this one has a audio amp chip
Oh,
on
okay,
the board as
okay.
well.
This one
So-
has a built-in mic and the button for record and a button for playback. And I was going to
Right.
actually use this for an ID or something, but what you've got there is great for contesting.
Yeah, not even an Arduino on it. It's just the board,
Yeah,
some
yeah.
switches, and it runs off of a little 3.7 volt lithium battery.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
can't ask for much more in terms of a little portable contest keyer or, like you were saying, repeater identifier or anything of that nature. And the board itself costs like $5.
okay.
I got mine from AliExpress.
Well, and
So-
you got it. I'm sorry, you got it in a nice little case too.
Yeah, these are the Solar Botics cases that I've been very high on in my books. They're modular cases that screw together
Oh,
with a top and a bottom and sides, and it all puts together like a jigsaw puzzle. And they make a little longer version of this as well.
uh-huh.
And it's really, really handy for these Arduino projects and stuff. And those are from solarbotics.com.
oh. So, Glenn, how do you interface that to your rig?
Oh, all you got to do is there is actually an audio jack right at the top of the board, and you can actually run that through like a pot for attenuation straight into the line input or the mic input on your rig, or the RIDI data input on the back, but
All
just
right.
any audio input on your rig.
Now, is that any kind of project in any of your books, or is that just extra?
That I'm trying to remember. I
Yeah.
want to say, did I use that in a book project? I'm going to say I did, but I can't tell you where. I'd have to
Yeah,
look that
yeah.
up.
Hey, while we're talking about books, Glenn, tell them about this book right here.
Oh, yeah. That's the new one from Elector over in Europe. That one just came out, about 3 weeks ago now. It's got 10 new projects. It's very up to date. We literally finished editing it about a month and a half ago. And so that one I'm really, really high on. It's got full color pictures. So it's got like 200 color pictures inside. It's got 7 chapters on how to use the Arduino and program it and work with it. And of course, all the available components and stuff that work for ham radio, plus 10 ham radio type projects. And my one from ARRL, hopefully it's in final edit right now. So hopefully it'll be out in time for Dayton. So I'm still holding out hope that that one will make it too.
All right. Well, very good. All right. Hey, everybody stand by for about a minute. We'll be right back. And I think Brett's got something he wants to show us here. He's always got neat little segments, man. We'll be right back. Keep your competitive contesting edge with ICOM. Our innovative and high-powered base stations cut through pileups, letting you work the bands and record those contacts. Heard it, worked it, logged it. The IC7610 is the SDR every ham wants. Faint signals are no longer a challenge for DXers or contesters. The high-performance RMDR can pick out the faintest of signals, even in the presence of stronger adjacent signals. This direct sampling software-defined radio has changed the world's definition of an SDR transceiver. The IC7610 has RF direct sampling, 110 dB RMDR, independent dual receiver, and dual digiselect. For more information on ICOM radios, go to www.icomamerica.com/amateur. All right, and we're back. Brett, show us something tonight, man. All your little segments have been really helpful to a lot of people. What do you got to talk about tonight?
Okay, well, let's see. One thing I had to deal with this week was a new ham in the area who upgraded from technician to general and decided that maybe he wanted to have a better call sign than he had, and was asking me about the rules for call signs. Which ones could he get? Which ones could he request from the FCC? How could he request them from the FCC? And so I went ahead and reviewed. I was a little rusty on this, so I went and reviewed all of the rules, and it's something that everybody should know. So I can sort of review that just for those out there who might be interested. So let me go ahead and transition over to my desktop here, so I can draw this, and we'll talk about it a little. Now, all ham radio call signs have one or two letters, and then a number, and then one, two, or three more letters. My call sign, for example, which is WY7BG, is a 2x2 call sign because it has the two letters at the beginning and then the number in the middle, which everybody has. That's the normally related to the region of the country that you're in, and then finally two more letters at the end. But that's a vanity call sign. That's one that I had to apply for. When you go and get your ham ticket originally, you're going to be assigned one that's probably going to be a 2x3. And so the kinds of call signs that you can have, the combinations of numbers and letters you can have a 2x3, two letters, and then the number, and then three more letters. You can have a 1x3, which is one letter and a number and then three letters. And you can have those if you have a technician class license all the way up to extra. If you don't have to change it. So that if you want to keep it, for instance, Tom is still W5KUB, which may have been his original automatically assigned call sign. But this is something that you can get right from the beginning and either change it or not later. If you want to change to, if you're a technician, you can still change to another 2x3 or 1x3 if you request it and it's available. Now, the next level up, they get shorter as you go, is a 2x2. And that was originally reserved for advanced class hams, but you can't get a new advanced class ham license anymore. So really, while you can get that if you have a grandfathered advanced class license. In most cases, you really can't get that unless you get extra. You can have a 1x2 call sign. It's getting really short, and that one again, you used to be able to get when you were advanced class, but now you have to be an extra. And then finally, there are 1x1 call signs, and those you can't get as an individual. If you want to get a 1x1 call sign, the only way you can do that is for a club or a special event. And the FCC normally won't issue you one permanently. This is something where there aren't very many to go around, and they're shared and they're assigned as you need them. Now, within all of these numbers, there are also call signs that are forbidden, that you can't get, even though they fit those formats. And this is one of the things that I had to review with this ham when he was trying to pick things out. One thing is you can't have there are a lot of suffixes you can't have. For example, you can't have a call sign one or two numbers, so one or two letters in a number. You can't have SOS for obvious reasons. And then you can't have QR, let's see, what is it? It is QRA through QUZ, because this might be confusing. People might think that that's that is a Q code. Another kind of call sign you can't have, and this was frustrating to this particular ham because it made a difference in terms of initials. You can't have one beginning with AM through AZ. And the reason for that is that most call signs, in the United States at least, have to be A, K, N, or W as the first letter. But these particular ones are assigned to other countries. We didn't get all of the call signs that began with A for the United States. And so you can't get those. And then there are certain others that are reserved either for the military or for particular states. You can't get, I believe you can't get an AK call sign unless you're in Alaska. And there are various other call signs like that. So you need to check all the rules. All the rules are published online. The ARL website has a detailed guide to whether something is legal or not, and make sure that whatever you want meets the restrictions. And the next thing you need to do, of course, is you need to go online and see whether the call sign you want is taken. And QRZ.com is a good place to do that. You can also go right to the Universal Licensing System, the ULS, on the FCC site, which you might as well do because that's where you're going to apply for whatever you decide you want. And type it in, see if it shows that anybody has it. Generally speaking, anything that's outside the usual range of pre-assigned call signs, the randomly assigned ones, you have a pretty good shot at. When I applied for WY7BG, I was first in line. I was first of that call sign. No one had ever tried that before, so I got it right away. If I had gone for WY7 and then a single letter, every single one of those was taken by some ham, most of them from Wyoming, and that's simply because, well, it's a nice short call sign, good for CW, and everybody had claimed every letter, so I couldn't get, I couldn't have gotten WY7B, but I could get WI7BG. So what you do is go ahead and figure out what you might want, your initials, whatever, something else that's important to you, and make a list of possible call signs, and then submit the list to the FCC on the ULS, and they'll ask you to, they may ask you to pay them if you get it, but they allow you to submit a list, and the first one they're willing to give you, they will give you. And I don't want to don't want to bring up the website and go through the screenshots of the process, but there are, but it's not difficult to find. You go there and apply for the call signs, and the first one that's available you get. Now, what if you want one that was taken and maybe the previous user of that call sign was a silent key? Maybe it's coming available because that person didn't renew their license. So what do you do about that? Well, it's you go and apply for it because the FCC, you might give it to you, you might have it available. It's kind of a lottery. You don't know whether you're going to get it, but put it on your list. You might. There are a couple of websites out there, and I'm trying to remember where they are, but you can find this with a Google search, which list call signs, especially short ones, which are coming available. And you can look for the one you want and try to apply for it right at the time when it becomes available. So anyway, what I did with this with this ham who had just upgraded was help him pick out a couple of possible call signs, and he got the first one on his list, and so he's very happy. He now has a personalized call sign, which is a lot better than the random one he was assigned. So there's a lot more to this. I don't want to take up a lot more time. If there are questions in the chat, I'll take them. But essentially, that's sort of an overview of what you have to do. The ARL books have good information on this. another good source, if you're interested, there's a book called Ham Radio Facts by Michael Burnett, which has detailed tables and information about all of this. And that's pretty much all I have on that subject. So, Glenn, I guess back to you unless there are more questions.
Well, I've got one, and Chris brought this up in the chat as well. You left off the 2x1 calls.
Mm-hmm.
And you can have the 2 letters before the number and then a single letter, but those are also very hard to get. And I can speak to going for the off-the-wall calls. That's how I got my KW5. But let me tell you, when you're playing a contest like the CQ WPX contest, where your prefix is highly desired, I'm like DX in that one, because there are very few KW5s going to be on the air that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And Chris also brought up that AE7Q.com is a great site to look for vanity calls. And you may have a couple other that popped into your memory since then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, there are several out there. There's I'm trying. What is the call sign of the there's one. There's one VE site that's very popular, and I'm trying to.
W5YI maybe?
Thank you. That's it. W5YI, which I believe also keeps a list of premium calls that are coming available. And that may be another place to look. There also are some VE sites that, for a small fee, will help you navigate the process of getting a vanity call. I didn't think I really needed to pay anybody. I just wanted to do it myself. But that option is open to people who just want to have it done as a service.
All right. Hey, I liked the way you used your pen there, and I guess a piece of white paper. I mean, it came through really clear.
Yeah, that's something nobody does anymore.
You know, that reminded me, and I like to use the whiteboard, but
yeah.
I don't have any PC here on the network here that has like a touch screen or anything, I mean, anyway. So I started looking around online to see, and Brett, you might be interested in this. You may already know about it. I found a whiteboard. Watch this whiteboard right here. Pick me a color right there, and I can draw me a little. Let's see. Let me think. Okay, I can draw me. Oh, that's freehand draw right there. Let me put a little diode right there. Watch this. Ding, ding. Boom. How you like that, man? Yeah, you like that, man? Look at it. Look at the little whiteboard we got right here. And it's online. So it's pretty cool. And if you want to erase it, you can just go over here and click on eraser. And you can just come in here and you can erase stuff, you know.
And now you know why I use things like AutoCAD.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, it's a pretty cool little whiteboard, online whiteboard that you can use. And but I like the way you did that with your paper and your pen there. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm old school. I have a desk cam here, which I also use, which I can use to show people gadgets and things like that. So might as well just draw.
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm the same way.
Than I am trying to draw with the mouse.
Well, and you know, if you can get set up with a camera or something like that. Let's see. I've got a camera set up here for aiming down. Let's see. Yeah, here's one right here. I was showing Glenn this earlier. Look at this. Look at this book, man. This book comes with this Chinese stuff you get. Look at this book, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, I tell you what, you need a what do you call it? What are those readers? Microfiche. You need a microfiche reader, man, to read these books, man. They're so small, man. Anyway, hey, thanks. Hey, that was really interesting on the vanity calls there. My call originally was as novice WN5KUB. When I got my general, it went to WA5KUB, and then I just requested, I guess, through the vanity to get rid of the A, and I got W5KUB. And I'm kind of glad I got that. I kind of like the old style W5 calls. I did request WA5K, but that was used. I'm thinking that sounds pretty stupid. I mean, maybe W5K. I guess I got used to it, but KUB has been a part of me since 1964. So hey, I just wanted to stay with it there.
Yep, and I'm very happy with. I think that WY7BG is going to be my forever call. It says where I'm from.
Yep.
It is who I am, and it gets the right region for where I am. So it was perfect. I just settled into it right away.
And speaking of regions, back in the early days when I had a 5 call, if I moved to 4 land or 1 land, I could not keep the 5 call. I had to get a new call, and you'd lose the call that you've had all those years and you'd like to keep. But for instance, the five is Mississippi, Arkansas. I got my license in Arkansas, so a 5 is Arkansas, Mississippi, Oklahoma, Texas,
Louisiana.
In Louisiana, yeah. But I'm 30 miles across the river from Arkansas, and I'm in 4 land. So back in the olden days, I would have had to given up my WA5 KUB call and got something else, like WB4XYZ or something, and wouldn't get it. But it's kind of good you can keep your call, but in the older times, you kind of knew where somebody was. If you heard a 1, they're up in New England, If you heard a 2, you knew they were in New Jersey or New York. And especially if you hear a 6, you're out in California. Nowadays, if you hear a 6, he's probably in Florida. Who knows, man? Who knows?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It could be anywhere now.
Yeah.
Although I have to say I'm a huge fan of this vanity call sign, mainly for one reason. My original call was WN4FTX, and then I got the WA4FTX when I moved up to General and Advanced. But when you play CW, if you're playing a DX pileup, you're not going to get your call finished before he's worked 2 or 3 other stations. And so I'm real happy getting a shorter CW call, and thank you to the Vanity system for that.
Well, those are all 3. Those are all 3. So that should be, and there's a lot of dits in there, so that ought to go pretty quickly.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. The 5 especially.
Hey, I was running across just looking at various ads and different things out in the ham radio world, and I came across some interesting websites with things here, and I just wanted to share with you guys. Look at this right here. There was actually a sale, 95% off everything. Now, this sale started Monday at 7 a.m., Monday, April 1st, and it ended at 7:01 a.m. So no rain checks, no holes. This was an interesting sale here. So if you were lucky enough to get into that, congratulations there. Again, that was on.
How do they know you're using a left-handed mouse?
Does it say there? I'll say. Oh, I didn't read all that. Let me see here.
Yeah.
Said,
you get an extra $25 fee if you use a left-handed mouse.
Left-handed mouses, $25 fee will be assessed. That's not a discount. They're going to charge you.
Right. How do they know?
Yeah. Well,
That's
I'm
like
sure. I'm sure there's some type of signature. Just like radio broadcast. Every radio audio broadcast has its own signature. I'm sure there's some kind of mouse signature.
Well, yeah, it's like those TV shows that, this movie has been formatted to fit your screen.
Right.
How do they know?
Right.
This is what scares me. How do they know this stuff?
Well, I don't know. Now, here's another interesting. Here's something right here. A new product out there is a threadless SO239. So
you're gonna laugh.
Yeah, threadless. It says there you can.
Don't they all become that way after a while?
They what?
Don't they all become that way after a while?
Well, maybe, or cross-threaded or something.
I actually have threadless PL259s.
Yeah. It doesn't loosen like extra, like ordinary connectors. You know how your ordinary connector gets loose, like in your mobile rig, you have to tighten that thing up?
No, I actually have the The slide
The
on
slide-on one,
259.
yeah,
So
yeah.
those are real. So why not?
Yeah,
Yeah, well, they have threadless F connectors, so I guess
Yeah.
the threadless PL259 is the same thing but bigger.
yeah. Let's see what this is right here. Oh, now this is cool. We've been needing this for a long time. This is
Oh
a
gosh, yes.
battery-powered ground rod. Uh, and I tell you, whoever came out with this, I think they're going to become probably a billionaire because, a single ground rod in the ground just doesn't work really well. You need to have multiple ground rods. But my understanding from reading this is this battery-powered ground rod actually makes that ground rod work a whole lot better. And it says it works with any ground rod, even their premium plastic rods.
Yeah, it also repels moles and other underground critters.
Yeah. Now it says here, okay, you know how on a welder, if you TIG weld or MIG weld, you have to reverse the polarity, on your welder. Well, you have to do the same thing here. If you're in the northern hemisphere, use positive terminal for the northern hemisphere and negative terminal for the southern hemisphere. So that's a critical thing that you need to know there.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to flip the Earth over by mistake.
No, that's
Well, that would be a mess. I mean, we're already faced with magnetic poles about to flip.
Yeah, and see, that would be pretty easy to use for like portable operation. You could run it on a battery in case you have any that you have to plug in. That's cool. Let's see what else we got here. Now, you ever notice when you try to get rid of RF interference or just interference to use these ferrites, a lot of times they don't work. That's just because they don't have enough oomph in them. Now, oomph is a real word. I looked up under a ferrite, and there's a whole page on oomph. Anyway, this is an AC powered ferrite here, so you snap that thing around, whatever you want to filter there, and plug it in, and it gives you more oomph, and it works a whole lot better there. It absolutely stops all current flow through any cable. Yeah.
I like that it's impervious to red ants.
Yeah, they do have a disclaimer. They're not responsible for house fires. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, now this is a book. You're a publisher. This is a book here. How to Become a Lid. Now, a lot of the new hams might not know what a lid is. And I think it's more of a CW deal. Don't you think it's more CW?
It's more CW. It's from that era. Most people don't understand the term.
They probably don't know what a lid is, but guys, a lid is actually a terrible operator. Probably just awful. So here's a book here.
No manners, no couth, no nothing. And, yeah.
So here's your book here on how to become
know.
a lid right here in 10 easy steps.
I can do it in 3.
Yeah. Well, we've been around long enough. We could probably, we know how to do it.
We know how to do it.
We know how to do it, man.
Low end of the 40-meter band, or
Yeah. I'm sure there's a section here for different bands, VHF.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got to jump right in the middle of the the 40-meter SSTV frequency and start calling for DX.
Now, I've seen this before. This has been around a while. It did come out on Monday, Mark P. Most of these did come out Monday. This is the all-weather SWR grease, and it does help with your SWR there. It outperforms them all, it says. All right, let's see what we got here. What is this? Oh, this is important for all you guys out there, especially you guys, you no-code guys. The FCC is to reinstate the Morse code test. That's coming up here. They just made this announcement on April the 1st. It says, reinstates the Morse code test for general class and amateur extra class licenses. It was a big mistake eliminating Morse code, admits Dottie Dasher, the FCC Director of Examinations. We now realize that being able to send and receive Morse code is essential skill for radio amateurs. As they say,
Yeah, but how
yeah.
bring something up? This was 10 years ago, so we've all lost our licenses.
Well, we sure have. I didn't realize that was I didn't realize that was an old post. That's 2014. Gee whiz.
Yep.
All right. Well, hey, obviously it didn't happen, so we won't go into that anymore. Now here's an interesting one right here. This is a new icon. This is a new icon. What is this? 70? Let's see. What is this? 1720. The IC 1720. Look at there on the screen. It has a button for automatic QSO. They have now built in auto QSOs for your rig. You can turn it on or off. And if you look at the specs here, you don't even have to be there to make. It'll make sideband QSOs, FT8. It'll even make CW QSOs if you have the auto QSO turned on here. It will answer CQs and it'll even call CQ if nobody is out there, you know.
There's your DXCC in a day.
Yeah. Let's see what this is right here. Okay, that may be the last one I've got on that. Let's see. Yeah, that's the last one I've got there. Let me make it a little bigger. Ding, ding, ding. Okay. All right, so I got one more here. Here's the one that we actually have been working on for a long time here. And we've got it perfected. We've asked for a patent on it. This is a pretty neat little deal here. We give you a Wi-Fi receiver that you put up at the feed point, at the antenna. And we give you a dongle here. It's got a special 328-bit encoding there, and this dongle plugs in the back of most of your new rigs. You know, like your newer radios that have the USB connection on the back. So you plug this dongle in right here, any modern transceiver. It's rated about 200 watts, and you send your signal to your HF antenna there. There's no need for expensive coax or hardline or getting it all twisted up around the antenna or anything like that. So
that's kind of nice.
This is the new W5KUB Wi-Fi antenna interface. All right. So
I like that one.
we're back here. That's all that I found all that just in the last day or two here, just searching the internet. Somewhere around April 1st, most of that stuff started popping up on the screen. I don't know why.
Well, it's the new year, the new sales season, Hamfest season. So you're going to get all the new releases.
All right. Hey, I see a picture here. I just got to share it. Guys, I'm still looking for an All-American 5 radio. And I know somebody out there's got one. This is the simple 5-tube radio that millions of them were made in the early 60s. That's the tube lineup it had in it. The two tall tubes there, that's a 35W4 and a 50C5. Those are 7-pin miniature tubes. And the case is not important. All the All-American 5 radios are the same. And we're going to have a show. We got a show project planned that we're going to convert that radio. When we find it, we're going to convert it to an AM broadcast transmitter where you set the frequency with the tuning dial and you talk in the speaker and you actually broadcast on the AM broadcast band. So I'm still looking for All-American 5. Surely somebody through Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Texas, they've got one of these in their barn or in their basement. So they've got to have this thing.
I swear I had that Emerson one when I was growing up.
Oh, yeah. All right, so we talked about implementing Hamfest, Roundtable Hamfest. Yeah, right here we go, Roundtable Hamfest. And our plan here, guys, is to we won't do this every week, but maybe every couple weeks if we have something. If we don't have anything, we won't do it at all. But this would be an item where you can send us some pictures, send us a little description, and if you got something you want to sell, we'll put it on Roundtable Hamfest here for all the viewers to see. and people will actually see it on the internet when they do a playback of our show later. And if you got something you want to, if you're looking for something, let us know. We'll put it in here. If you got something you want to sell, we'll put it in here. If you got something you want to give away free, we'll put it in here. Now, I've got 2 or 3 things I'm going to be getting rid of at the Hamfest, but since this is our first edition of Roundtable Hamfest, I'm going to just show you here right now real quick. So let's do this, guys. One of the items that I'm going to be selling, and if you're interested, give me a call or send me an email or Facebook. So, I'm going to be getting rid of this duplexer. I've had this 450 duplexer for probably 30 years. I gave one away already with a repeater, a Motorola repeater I gave away. But I had one more left, and I thought that I might use it someday, and I was going to use it for my GMRS repeater that we were going to build. We did build a GMRS repeater, but I just don't have enough height here to really get an antenna up. So it's kind of not practical to do it. So I'm just going to sell it. So I'm going to sell that duplexer, the cheap Chinese little bitty cavity duplexers. You're selling anywhere from 100, 150, 160 bucks. I saw this duplexer on sale for about 200 bucks. I'll probably let it go for maybe 80 bucks or something like that. It's a 4-cavity Motorola duplexer. And if you really look at the specs show you, if you look at the last column, this is the T1507A. It will tune 406 to 512 megahertz, and it'll handle 125 watts. So it's probably your better duplexer. The others are pretty limited on frequencies that they cover. For instance, 406 to 430 or 430 to 470. You have to be careful when you get those, particularly for ham radio. But this one will cover 406 to 512. I've got it tuned up on one of the GMRS frequencies. If anybody wants it, I'll even tune it for them, and we'll ship it to them. Like I said, I'll probably take maybe 80 bucks or something like that for it. I will take it to the Memphis Hamfest, and I'll take it down to the Corinth Hamfest. I'm sure somebody will want it down there. But that's what it looks like right there. The cavities, and there it is again. And there it is again, right there. All right, so let's see. Oh man, where's the stuff I got here? Oh, wait a minute, I got another line here. Okay. So a couple items I'm going to throw in Roundtable Hamfest tonight, guys, is this. I'm going to throw in. I've got these Retrievus, the RA87. These are GMRS mobile radios. This is brand new radios. We were going to use them for the repeater. We decided the repeater's not going to work, so I'm going to get rid of these. I got 2 of these. There's the Amazon price there, 194 bucks, probably plus tax. So that'd be another 20. That'd be 210. You might have shipping on top of that. I don't know. So 210. I'll probably sell those for maybe 170 each. That would be about $50 off, and they're brand new. I've got 2 of those. If anybody is interested in GMRS. I also got a GMRS, a new radio from Radiolity. It's a DB25G GMRS again. This is a 25 watt radio, and $107 plus tax be 115, 120 bucks. I'll probably sell that for like 70 bucks or something like that, And we've got a repeater base station antenna. This is 460 through 470 base station antenna. Again, it was over 100 bucks when I bought it, and I just bought these about a month and a half ago, as you guys know, when we were starting to look at the building the repeater. That base antenna is probably $110 I'd probably sell it for maybe $70, something like that. That's getting pretty cheap. So anyway, that's kind of the things that I'm going to put out on Roundtable Hamfest tonight. And if you guys have anything you want to sell or trade or give away, let's list it on Roundtable Hamfest. Again, probably most Tuesdays we'll have nothing to show, so we will not have Roundtable Hamfest. But if you do send something in, we'll have a little quick 1 or 2 minute Roundtable Hamfest. All right. So that's kind of it for now. All right. I was trying to read the pricing here. I mean, I see Brett's looked up some pricing there. Yeah. Okay.
I like the Radio Oddity one myself.
You like that? Yep.
Yeah.
It's small, man. It's
it's
it is small. It is like palm size, actually, to tell you the truth. I didn't realize when I ordered it how small this radio was. Look at this.
Yeah. That's teeny tiny.
This is, I mean, it's just about, look here, it's just about palm size. That's a cool radio
It's a cool
right there.
little radio, yeah.
It's a cool little radio. It's got a little
I
cooling
may
fan
have to
in
take
it.
a look at that.
It's got a cooling fan in it. Are you on GMRS down here?
No, but I can be.
Yeah, well, I'm keeping a couple other radios that, in case I want to get them. I do have a license now, guys. If you want to get you a GMRS license, here's the thing about the GMRS license. My friends were wanting to get their ham license because they're afraid that, afraid the grid's going to go down and they can't communicate with their family across town. And I explained to them, I said, okay, now if you want to talk to your sons, cousins, brother, wife, they're all going to have a license. So the thing about the GMRS is you get one license for the family and everybody can use the license. And it operates typically up in the same frequency band that your ham radio UHF operates up in the GMRS is in the 462 to 467 megahertz. And so the thing is, the GMRS license is, I think they just reduced the cost. I forget what I pay now. They just reduced the cost greatly. It was like $30. I think it was $30 or something. But that's 10 years. So for $30, that's all. You don't have to take a test or anything for GMRS. For $30, you get a license for 10 years. You can use it in your car. Your wife can use it. Your kids can use it. Your grandfather can use it. $35, Chris said. That's probably what I paid. So it opens up the whole family. The range should be about the same on GMRS. There are a couple GMRS repeaters down around Glen. There's a couple in Memphis. They're out of range for me here. But, you'd have basically the same range as a ham radio UHF repeater. And you'd be on GMRS. And you would have your license for your entire family for $35 for 10 years. Put it out in your Jeep, your car, go, what do you call it when you go out in the mountains? What do you call it?
Off-roading.
Off-roading. When you go off-roading or whatever, there's a lot of people that are using this now. And, Anyway, I'm not going to be active in GMRS, but I've got a radio here that I can put on GMRS and monitor if I wanted to, I mean, if there's atomic blast or something near here, I might turn the GMRS frequencies on just to see what's going on, Let's see. Yeah. There's a lot of hams getting GMRS now. I didn't realize that.
The only trick is trying to figure out what's active if something does go wrong. I mean, so now you got to scan the ham bands and all the repeaters in the air. If the repeaters go down, you'll need to just scan the simplex channels, and then you have to scan GMRS too. So it's gets a little confusing, and so what I have, I actually have a Uniden scanner that I just have
Yeah.
sweeping the entire UHF band. It
I was
can't
just going to say,
transmit.
though,
Yeah.
you're going to have plenty of time to go looking for signals.
Yeah. Yeah.
But just on a regular, if you want to find out what's happening in town on a regular basis, it can be, it's becoming more confusing now because
Yeah.
there's so many things to scan.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, let me think here. Boy, let's see. I'm looking at our list of things to talk about tonight. I think we've covered all the things that were on our list. I did get a note from Jim tonight, so Jim obviously is feeling well enough to send us a note tonight. He said we could use his latest video. Maybe we'll show one of his videos next week that he put together. So that's good.
I'm glad to hear he's
good,
able to get in
good
touch.
good to hear from Jim there. All right. It's 9:13. All right, Glenn, you've got to make up the rest of the show because we're ahead of schedule, man. You got to take us. 17 more minutes.
17 more minutes?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
We got this. Here you go.
Oh man, I don't know
Got
about
this one up from a dead sleep.
I don't know about the
Not happy.
gee whiz.
That didn't work out well.
Yeah.
Well, I'm good for another, 16 minutes now?
Yeah. You got 16. You and Brett, y'all got 16 minutes to share now.
Huh. Well, I'm about to spend all those gift certificates that I won at the Hamfest the other week.
Yeah.
I got.
We gave away one. I forget who we gave it to, but we mailed it
I
out.
got two $50 and then another 25 one that I won at the Jackson Hamfest. So I'm going to be buying a lot of ARRL stuff.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you can't combine them. You have to use them separately.
Yeah.
But
Hey.
I'm going to get me a new handbook.
Yeah, I got at Huntsville, I think last year. I won a DX Engineering $100.
Yeah.
You can't get much for $100, but I did look, and I was glad I got that. They had the ARRL hardback handbook. It seemed like it was like $90 or something. I don't know. So it was very close. So I went and got that. Hey, I told you guys I got me a plasma cutter a couple weeks ago. I hadn't plugged it in or turned it on anything. Kind of anxious to play with that. Did a little welding this week with my big welder.
I got something that I picked up down in Jackson at the Hamfest there that I thought was pretty cool. It's literally a tabletop saw.
A tabletop
Uses
saw.
a standard circular saw blade, and it's a table saw, but it literally fits on top of a small table.
Does the motor go underneath and the blade just sticks up? Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember if it may be a jigsaw blade, not a circular saw blade. Yeah.
Interesting.
Brett, I would get some of my projects, but believe it or not, they're all in boxes, packed away. Because when I finish one, I steal the parts and start the next one, and I'm just about ready to start a new round of stuff. So there is this was the closest thing to functional that was on the workbench. I did get a whole bunch of new parts, and this is something that I'm probably going to be talking about here in the near future, is this open source project called Meshtastic. And what they are doing is they're taking the Arduino, like the ESP32s and stuff, and combining them with the LoRa, the long-range ISM band, instrumentation, scientific, and medical bands that are no licensed bands. And they're actually creating a mesh network with these Arduinos. And it's just like the ham radio mesh networking, only on the ISM bands. So again, nobody needs a license to put these together. And now you can build up your own little local area mesh network across town or whatever. because the range on these things can be up to like 20 miles.
Yeah, we have little radios that can do that on the Wi-Fi bands. We have 2.4 gigahertz ones, the old Ubiquitys that Arden uses, and such. So
Yeah,
yeah, that is a fun thing to do. I'd be curious if they're what band they're using. If maybe they're using 900, where hams also have privileges.
they are using 415 and 900, but
Ah,
predominantly 900. It's an open source project at meshtastic.org, meshtastic.org.
I need to take
And
a look.
yeah, and here's a little known fact, Brett. I actually wrote the ARRL book on the mesh networking.
Ah,
So yeah, I had a whole boatload of Ubiquitys and the Linksys. Matter of fact, I just got rid of my Linksys stuff last year. Decided I'm not going to be revisiting that anytime soon. So
All
I have
right.
these really good 900 megahertz radios from a company called Transio that used to be up in Canada. They took 2.4 gigahertz radios and they put a transverter on them. So they were able to do 802.11g on the 900 megahertz band, which is really fast. Worked really well. Didn't
now
catch
Canada
on.
probably has different licensing on the ISM bands because I'm not sure we can do that in the
Oh,
States.
it was FCC approved for the US, so I guess
Okay.
they figured out a way.
Yeah, I know 900 is far less restrictive than 400. 400, you're limit on the number of transmissions you can make in a certain time period.
So, Glenn, how's your cobweb? You found any time to go work on it?
Getting real close. I actually
Yeah.
was working on the deck, and I was telling you in the pre-show, I was just about ready to get the pool pump all started, and
Yeah.
let's just say that the very cold winter made sure that my pool filter wasn't going to hold water anymore. The cobweb is next up, so
Yeah.
hopefully by this time, the end of the month thereabouts, I will have it back all together. Every year, my neighbor's pine trees drop stuff on it, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, that's the only corner of the house I have that I can put it up.
Well, folks, if you haven't seen this, here's a picture of Glenn's cobweb antenna.
No, that's the VHF version.
That's his cobweb antenna right there.
It works really good. I actually, the design of the MFJ cobweb is really nice. I'm really enjoying it. You know, when it's tuned up, it's nice. It's not, and I've got the one with the 40-meter add-on, so I really like that when it's working.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me just make a quick announcement here while we're still on. You're listening to or watching Amateur Radio Roundtable, a ham radio show, and we've had a lot of fun tonight talking about various ham radio things going on. And if you're listening out there on shortwave, send us an email to tom@w5kub.com. tom@w5kub.com. We'd love to hear from you. Tell us where you are and how you're hearing the station. We're a pretty low power shortwave station. I think we're on a 50,000 watt transmitter up in Monticello, Maine. So we're right up on the Canadian border up there. But shoot us an email, and if you are listening on shortwave radio right now, you can join our show. Our show is actually broadcast live. Our video show is live on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And you can find us by going to w5kub.com. So we'd love to have you if you're on Tuesday nights. Now, I'd mentioned earlier that I believe I'm going to be able to get you guys a link to listen to internet radio. You could actually hear some people can't hear the shortwave because of propagation and fading and static and stuff like that. But I think there's an internet link, and I think it may be as simple as wbcq.com/7490. I believe that may take you directly to the audio feed of the radio station, so you can probably be able to listen there if you don't have your radio on. Or if lightning is hitting all around your antenna, you don't want to be near it, so just listen to us on the internet.
Yeah, that's what I did this morning when that lightning was going. It's just, nope, not gonna have an antenna up.
Oh yeah. All right, well, Glenn, you've got about 7 more minutes.
7 more minutes, I'm done.
Yeah.
It's all on Brett now. Brett, I hand it to you.
Yeah. You know, Brett's in the music industry, and he's gonna, maybe here in a week or two, he's gonna sing an original ham radio song for us. You are gonna sing, right, Brett?
Oh yeah. Once I get the audio set up, I can actually do it. I've been on a number of Zoom jam sessions during COVID. A lot of musicians who couldn't get together with other musicians had jam sessions and circles where we took turns playing songs to one another. And the only thing you really couldn't do is you couldn't do harmony or duets because you couldn't synchronize.
Well, okay. Now, do you have? I guess you have an audio file. You're going to play, or you're going to have instruments, or.
Oh, you can use instruments if you got mics that can handle them, or you can use backing tracks. And one of the things I like to do is compose music. I have a program which I use, which is my favorite program to use. It's called Band in a Box. And what you do is you start out there, you give it the chords. You enter a kind of style that it's in, and it does an arrangement for you, and then the arrangement isn't really finished yet. It's not quite right, so you tweak it and you put it into what they call a digital audio workshop, and you tweak it and massage it, and you add stuff and you add more instruments, and when you're done, you got this whole band playing behind you, and that's really fun. And you can perform your song.
That is so cool. I cannot do music to save my life, so that's just so cool.
Oh yeah, and it's like AI. Yeah, it actually sounds like a group of musicians playing behind you, with little differences and little mistakes in the timing and things like that, all thrown in, so it sounds real.
That is cool. Very cool. And what's the name of that?
It's called Band in a Box, and if you want to find it on the internet. It's from a company called PG Music. If you go to pgmusic.com. The story behind that is there was a jazz musician up in Canada who was also, I think he's also a dentist, whose name was Paul Gannon. And he decided that he wanted to practice his saxophone. And he didn't always have a group to practice with. So he created this program so that it would sort of play the chords, and then he'd practice playing the jazz saxophone. But now it's a lot more sophisticated than that. It'll do the blues, it'll do rock, it'll do orchestral stuff. I have a lot of fun with that.
That's just neat.
And if you'd like, I'll show that next week. I'll show how that's done.
Yeah, I'd love to see it myself.
Oh yeah, and the best thing about it is if you want to do, you can do original songs. You can also bring in a song that, a familiar song, and do a song parody. And I've done 1 or 2 of those for ham radio also. So that can be, well, of course, you probably heard the famous one about Hara Arena.
I'm not sure.
Tom and I are in sync.
Yeah, there was one. There was a go on YouTube and look for "Don't Cry for Hara Arena."
Oh no!
A parody of "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina."
Now Tom's got a couple from the W5KUB band.
Yeah, well, they're not the. Yeah. Of course, we sell CDs. You know that we sell. Yeah.
I mean, you still got a #1 hit from Huntsville a couple years back.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I keep them right here. We have, they're still in stock. I mean, they're still in stock. So here's Bad to the Bone right here. That's the W5KUB band right there. Bad to the Bone CD. This is 1999. It's real hot.
I think I missed that one.
Yeah, this is recorded live at the 2014 Huntsville Hamfest. This one actually is the best of the W5KB.com Hamfest concert series. That's what makes it so expensive right there. And then we've got this one right here, Soul Man. This was a pretty good hit for the guys right there.
That one was good.
That's Emmett. There's Joe Eisenberg in there. There's Emmett from Radio Waves. There's me back there. Let's see who else is in there. Richard Stubbs from MFJ.
Richard from MFJ. Yeah, I was trying to remember the name.
Yeah, so, those are pretty good. This one's only $2.99 right here, so it's been discounted. So see the back of the CD here for our tour schedule. We really don't have any tour going right now.
Yeah, COVID kind of shut you guys down. Well, Bob down in VK4 is saying that 10 meters is still open down that way.
Oh, really?
Darn it. I may just have to get on 10 meters.
All right. I do have permission to play this. I did contact these people, but it's been a number of years ago. Here we go. Let's see if we can play it here. Let's see here. Phone.
Is anybody using this frequency, please? CQ, CQ, CQ. Hello, CQ, CQ, CQ.
You wake up every morning, you go to work, then home again, that old routine. Turn on your TV, but they never show a single thing you haven't seen. Checking out the internet's no fun no more, it's all just ads and spam. You're looking for adventure, well, you could become a ham. Come and join us on the airwaves. Surf the skies and find new friends. Let the world unfurl before you. You'll be the one who sets the trends. 'Cause you're not like those poor old wage slaves. Change your life and start anew. Come and join us on the airwaves. You'll feel free and you'll be happy too. To friendly folk from far off lands of which you've never even heard. Pick up local knowledge about all those world events that just occurred. Turn your hand to contesting. Adrenaline starts coursing through your veins. You could be the winner and drink the finest of champagnes. Come and join us on the airwaves. Surf the skies and find new friends. Let the world unfurl before you. You'll be the one who sets the trends. 'Cause you're not like those poor old wage slaves. Change your life and start anew. Come and join us on the airwaves. You'll feel free and you'll be happy too. Come and join us on the airwaves. Surf the skies and find new friends. the world unfurl before you. You'll be the one who sets the trends. 'Cause you're not like those poor old wage slaves. Change your life and start anew. Come and join us on the airwaves. You'll feel free and you'll be happy too. Come and join us on the airwaves. You'll feel free and you'll be happy too.
CQs.
All right, guys. There we go. What can I say?
That's pretty cool. Gotta
Yeah,
admit, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. Although I doubt he actually climbed a tower without a climbing belt. That's probably green screened, but still fun.
I
Well,
tend
you
to
know,
agree.
if you look close, you can see the tower kind of moving back and forth a little bit, you know, if you look close. And
Now, I will admit, back in the day, I worked with a guy that would free climb a 200-foot microwave tower and then clamp on.
yeah, I was looking at that. You know, that question has come up. I think he had something. It just wasn't showing that much.
That's a possibility, too.
I was looking around his belt or his stomach, and I
I
think
was
there
too
was
busy
something there.
looking at the antenna itself. That was a nice log periodic beam.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that.
But Glenn, where is it down at was it the IRS building or something down there in Memphis, or maybe it's a government building where they put that log periodic up there on Airways?
Yeah.
But we had one just like that in the Air Force where I was, and I don't think that log periodic has a lot of gain on any band. It just works a lot of different frequencies,
Well, that's just it. It's not a high gain antenna, but it's
Yeah.
a very broad banded antenna.
Yeah, yeah. Right.
So it's much easier to use for things like field day and stuff because you don't slap it together and throw it up and you're not so worried about the tuning.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Kind of like a beverage antenna. It's not it's not tuned, but
It'll get you there.
yeah, and it's directional enough. That's what you care about.
Yeah, yeah. All right, guys. Well, I think it's about popcorn time here. So another
that sounds
another
good.
show. We made it to the end. So, guys, hey, if you got anything to swap, trade, sell, give away, shoot me a note. Go in our Facebook group and contact me, or just send me a note, tom@w5kub.com, and we'll get you on Roundtable Hamfest.
Sounds good.
So I'll say good night to everybody, and we will see you next week, and we'll report back on how Memphis Free Fest was.